It has started recording.
Okay, fine. So I'm just on the working directory and executing Ionix here. Okay, so and then I'm just opening the code editor. Okay, just go into the SRC folder and the pages folder. Okay, so in last session we have created how to work with the add product, right? So this session we are going to learn how to work with the reading the product and updating the products. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Now give me a minute. Okay. So what we do now, so we will read the product from the Firebase and we will display the products on the homepage. Okay. So this is what we are going to do now. So I'm just going to the firebase.google.com to make sure we have to choose our project. Okay, just go into the console. Okay, so this is the data which we have inserted to the Firebase. Okay, so next what we are going to do. So I'm just going to the home.ts and we have to read the product from the Firebase. Okay, so for doing that, so as usual, we need to import the Firebase. Okay, so import star as Firebase. Okay, so we have created a variable, and using this variable, we can call the Firebase connection. Okay, so I'm just going to create a function to read the all products. Okay, I'm just creating a user-defined product, get all products. So once the page is ready, so we can call this function. Okay, so this is what we are going to do now. So for inside the get all products, so I need to create a Firebase reference. Okay, so Firebase dot database dot reference. So here I need to refer to the Firebase collection. Okay, so the product collection I'm referring. And then for reading the data, we have a two function. One is on and one is once. Okay. So what is the difference between on and once means? So if you use the once, whenever you are calling the particular function, so at the moment only, so it will connect with the Firebase connection. Okay. In case if you want a real-time update, you need to use on. For example, you have an application. Consider your application is running on 100 device. Okay. So you are displaying the product on the 100 device. So from the admin panel, you are adding a new product mean. So 100 user need to refresh. Okay, so maybe pull down to refresh or something. You can write any logics on that. So if you are using once means the 100 user they need to refresh on their page. Okay, so in case you are using once, in case if you want to make it like real time, like no one they don't want to update don't want to refresh the page. Okay, if you use on means so it will update immediately. So no one they don't want to refresh. So that is the difference between on and once. Okay, hope you understand, right? Any doubts?
Yeah, we understood.
Yeah. So then we so inside the on we have a two parameter. One is a value, so that is by default we are reading the value. Okay, and then we have a callback function. Okay, so as of now, so this data is a callback function. So after calling the function, so something will return, right? So that is called data. So these are the ES6 syntax. So syntax may be new, so I will explain it very clearly. Okay, so usually in traditional jQuery or some other thing, so we wrote a callback function like a function keyword, and then we write like this, right? So the function maybe it may contain some data and you can write inside the console, right?
Yes.
Console or log or anything you can do. But the ES6 syntax it's a little bit changed. Okay, so instead of creating anonymous function, you can create a function like this. Okay, so do instead of using a function and opening bracket, closing bracket. Since it's returning only one data, so you don't want to add brackets. Okay, in case if it is returning a multiple data, you can add like this. Okay, so data to something like this. Okay, so you need to use the brackets, but if you are getting only one data, you don't want to use the bracket. Okay, so these are the ES6 latest syntax. Okay, so it's called as anonymous function because the function which don't have a name, so that is called anonymous function. Okay, so and this is called arrow function. Okay, so arrow function is just a replacement of function keyword and brackets. Okay, so that is the arrow function. Okay, in case if you are doing something like this, if you are doing something like one line code, you don't want to even add a braces also, brackets also. Okay, we can directly return like this. Okay,
Okay.
so these are the new syntax. Hope you understand. Do you have any doubt on here?
No.
Okay, we are just adding because we are going to write a few more lines. So now you can understand we are reading the data using the on parameter and we are getting the value. So now the data, so instead of data, I'm just making some products. Okay, so to make it more sensible. So we are getting all products. Okay, so if I wrote inside the console.log, so products dot value to read the value from that product output, so we need to use dot value function. Okay, so it reads the value. That is, when we see in the console, we can see the exact the Firebase tree structure, that is a JSON tree structure on the console. Okay, so when you use the value, but in case if you forget to add the value, it may return something else. Okay, so it may contain some encrypted data kind of thing. Okay, but from that we need only value, so that we are using that. Okay, okay, so here when we write this, so here it will print entire tree structure, but I already told you this key is a unique key that is generated by the Firebase itself. Okay, it cannot be predictable, right? But when you if you want to display, but if you want to update the data or if you want to delete the data, but we need to know what is the key, right? It's not at all possible when you are using the exact one. Okay, but we have to write the logic for that. Okay, so that logic we will write it later. So now we just print it on the console. Okay, so here we have the get all product function. So I need to call the function once the page is ready. Okay, so in Ionic we have some like a life cycle method, life cycle functions. Okay, so these are the predefined function to execute this function. Like a it's kind of event trigger. Okay, so something like ion view did load. So this function, it will automatically execute whenever your HTML page is completely loaded. Okay, that means your view is completely loaded, so this function will execute. Like that, we have some other uh, other life cycle methods are there. You can refer the documentations. Okay, in case if you want to understand if the user is leaving from the home page to another page at the moment, if you want to execute some function, you can use ion view did leave. So that kind of life cycle method is there. You can refer the documentation for that. Okay, so this ion view did load is used for detecting so whether the page is ready or not. Okay, so once the page is ready, we are calling get all products function now. So whenever the page is ready, I can see the products on the console. Okay, I'm just saving the file. So here it's going to be execute. Okay, I'm just going to the home page. So here you can see, so inside the console, I can see the exact restructure of the Firebase, right? So that means I have all products inside the console. If I expand that, I can see what is inside. Okay, here you can notice. So this the entire is a JSON object. So inside the JSON object, we have the multiple JSON object. Okay, so that is the objects of objects. Okay, but it cannot be predictable, right? So what we are going to do it now. So we are going to convert into the objects of objects into the arrays of objects. So when you convert the objects into the array, so you can easily refer, for example, array of 0, so which returns the first data. So array of 1, which returns the second data. So like this, you can easily return. But in case if you are using an object, so you need to refer object dot that object key, right? So that means you need to refer this key, so which is unpredict. To make that predictable, so we are going to convert into the arrays of object. Okay, so to do that, I'm just creating a, so here we already have the products. So the products is output from the callback. So that is a an object. So we can get using a for each. So we are going to loop for every element. Okay. So for each, we will get a single product, right? So product. So now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to create a temporary array. Okay. Let temp is going to be an array. So inside the array, I'm going to push this data. Okay. So temp dot push. So push is a function used for pushing the data into the array in JavaScript. Okay. So here we are going to push the object inside the temp array. Okay. So what are the object we are going to pass? That means what are the keys we are going to pass? That is your entire JSON. Okay. Availability and description, expiry date, everything we are going to push. Okay. So just we are creating an object. So title is going to be the product dot value dot title. Okay. So this is how you need to push. Hope you understand. So the product, it's executing for every loop, right? So inside the product, we are referring the value. So these are the predefined function. And once you refer the value, dot title is used for referring the key. That is your title for this particular element. Okay. Do you have any doubt here? Hello.
Product is the
Product is, so here we execute the for each loop, right?
yeah,
Products means it's a
the whole
plural. Okay.
yeah.
So it's getting all products. Okay. Apart from the all product, so for each loop it will execute one by one. Okay. So for a first loop, the product will be the first element of the object. Okay.
Okay.
So from that we need to get the particular value, that is your availability, description, everything. Okay. And then we are going to push the value into the array. Okay.
Okay.
So this is what we are doing here. So once you see the output, you can clearly understand what's it look like. Okay. So I just write the code and you can clearly understand.
So product is method or what?
Yeah, I will explain. I will run that. You can clearly understand. Okay. And just refreshing the page. So now you can see the output on the console. Okay, I will add one more thing. Okay. When you click login, so it's calling that. Okay. Now you can see totally we have the 5 products, right? So first console before executing this for each loop. Okay. So this is the JSON tree. That is the objects of objects. Okay. So that means, so entire tree is an object. So inside that object we have something like some with respect to the key we have some object, right? Second, we do some logics, and finally we print it on the console. Okay. Here you can see arrays of object. So array of 0, the same value with a particular key. Okay. Array of 1, so the same value of this one with a particular key. Okay. So this is what we are trying to achieve. Okay. Now I will explain the code. So now this products is a all product, okay, from the Firebase. Okay,
Yeah.
so from this product to convert the we need to get the particular object and we need to pull into the array, right? So for that we are creating a temporary array. Okay, so this temporary array, like whatever value we are getting from the products, that is for every object we need to push inside the this temporary array. Okay, so for that we are using the for each loop. Okay, so for each a it's a predefined. So products is a output from the Firebase. Products dot for each, that means so for every element from the object it will loop it. Okay, so for a first loop, now the product, that is your single product, so this is a singular, so this is it refer the single product. So on the first loop it will refer this 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, so now it will get these value and pull into the it's push into the array. Okay, so to push into the array, so we are creating an object. Okay, so instead of pulling into the string, so we are creating an object. So this object will have the key, title, availability, expiry date, and price. Okay, and these values are the product value. Okay, that means once it is executed, so we have the key and value, and with respect to the single product. Okay, so every time when it is executing, so we get all products value, and it will pull into the array of zeros the object, like that it will execute. Okay, any doubts?
Why you have used return false?
So yeah, that's I will explain. So if you are forgetting to return anything, whether it's a true or false, whatever it is, okay, so it will show, it will throw some error. Okay, so just write whether it's, you need to just return. Okay,
So this product is acting like a method, right? The syntax which you have used, product arrow, arrow represents that.
see, here I already told you, right? It's a new syntax. Usually in traditional JavaScript, you will write like this, right? So it's a success callback function of the for each.
Okay.
Okay, so it won't work anymore with the ES6. So that's why it's a new syntax. Okay,
Okay.
you got it right. So traditional JavaScript, what we usually use, for example, if you take a jQuery Ajax, something like a 10, it's a success callback function, and then if anything like error callback function, right?
Yeah.
In traditional programming.
Yes.
So a new syntax will be like this: Ajax. For example, a success callback contain some data and some response code. Okay, something like consider like this, and the error contains some error. Okay, so it's a traditional way. So in a new way, so in case if you are passing a two value, you need to get like this. And error, we have only one parameter, right? So you don't want to use the brackets. You can directly like this. You understood, right?
Okay.
So the same thing for a for each also. In traditional, we will write like this, right? Now you can write like this. So since the function, it will have only one thing, right? So you can easily something like single. Understood, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Did you understand the concept?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Okay. So now once everything is successful, now you can see of our objects it's converted to the arrays of object. Okay. So now we can easily print this into the home page, and we can edit that and the navigating process, something we can do. Okay. To print the entire thing on the home.html, so I'm just removing the older stuff. Okay. I'm going to print it on the list view. Okay. So ion list. So instead of printing every object into the one by one, it takes a lot of time, right? So Ionic, it's providing the for each loop. Okay, that is a, it's kind of for loop. So we can execute a particular element repeatedly. Okay, so that's what we are going to do here. So we are having a ion item. Okay, so this item is going to be loop it for a multiple time. Okay, to achieve the loop we have to use ng for. Ng for it will have some syntax. Okay, so first we need to create a variable that is a single variable, so that is a product. Consider x something like that of products. Okay, hello, hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what we are going to do, we are doing here, so inside the ng for, so we are getting the products list. Okay, so this is the variable which we have to declare inside the home.typescript. Okay, so from that we are creating a temporary variable. Okay, that is called x. Okay, to make the word clearly I'm just using a different words. Okay, so I'm going to create product list. It is going to be an any data type. Initially it's going to be a empty array. Okay, so when the home page is loaded, so now the product list is empty. Okay, so nothing will display here. Okay, so then once the get all product is success, so I'm assigning this dot product list is going to be your temp data. That is its temp is already array, so array to array. So directly it will copy the entire data to the product list. Once the get all product function is successful, so now this loop it will execute automatically. Okay, so whenever it executes, so this x it will contain a single product. Okay, so based on the loop, first loop it will contain the first product, second loop second product. Okay, so x, now it's this x is an object. Okay, because here you can see, so the first product is an array of object, right? So we need to refer this. Okay, so if you want to get the title, x dot title, x can be anything. Okay, x dot price. Okay, so as of now I'm just getting the title and the price and displaying here. Do you have any doubt here?
So this uh, let x of product list is the syntax, right? Means
Yes,
we can use anything for x and anything for product list.
yes. This product list it should be declared under TypeScript.
Yeah, yeah.
This x it can be any. So if you are using x, so you need to use this x here also. Okay.
Okay, okay. So
So I'm just
value of x will depend on the loop.
yes.
Okay.
Title price is, these are the keys from the
Yeah, yeah.
your object. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just saving the file. So okay, sorry, I misused the. It's a products list. Okay, I use a product list. Some spelling mistake, typo error. Okay, now you can see it's listed all products with the title and the price. Okay, understood, right?
Yeah.
Okay, any doubts?
No.
Okay. Okay, then what we are going to do, so I'm just going to add few more functionality, okay, such as loading screen, and I'm going to add swipe to delete and swipe to edit, okay, and when the users click this product, and I'm going to navigate to the next page, okay. So for that we need a few more page, right, for editing the product and viewing the product, okay. So I need to create a new pages on that. So I'm on the working directories to create a new page, Ionic G page, and view product, so where we can have a clear view about the product, okay. And we are going to work with the edit product. Okay, so now we have created a two page. Okay, so whenever we have created a page, just go to the app folder and we need to go to the app.module.ts and we need to declare here, okay. So just go to the edit product.ts. Okay, and then I need to declare the view product also. Okay, so edit product page. We need to declare inside the entry components and the declaration. Okay. So now we have declared. So next what we are going to do, so when the user use the swipe option, so we need to display two more options. One is for edit and one is for delete, and one more thing is for when the users click the button, I need to go to the next page, okay. So I'm just going to the home.ts. So I'm going to create all functions, okay. So that means go view product, okay. So to go to the next page, okay, to go to view product, and then go edit product, to go to the edit product page, okay, and the delete product. Okay, so these are the functions we are going to create, and then to go view product, so I need to declare the pages here first. Okay. Import. Okay, so now we need to go to the edit and view product, okay. So this dot view product page. Okay, so to for editing the product, I need to pass some values also, okay, so that we will see it later. So first we will complete this view product, okay. So I just go into the home.html. So here we already know for click, to listen the click event, so we can use the click, okay. So click, I need to go to the go to view product, okay. Go view product is a function. Okay, I need to pass the value to the next page, right? So for every loop, so a single product, it's called X, right? So this X I need to pass to the next page, okay? So when the users click, it will go to the go view product with the particular value of X, okay? So I'm just going to the go view product. So here I'm listening the product, okay? So it can be X or anything, okay? Use the product, and the product is already JSON, so I can directly pass it, okay? Hope you understand, right? Any doubts? Hello.
No, no doubts.
Okay, so to make that more sensible, I'm instead of X, I'm using product. Okay, so you understood, right? I'm just using the product. So product is on multiple places. Okay, don't confuse on that. To make that meaningful, I'm just making. Okay, so now this page, it will navigate to the next page, and the next page it will contain the product. Okay, so I'm just going to the view product dot ts, and here I can read the product. Okay, so this dot nav params that data. So now the data, it will contain the all product information, right? So here I'm creating a variable called product info, can be any data type. So I'm assigning to this dot product info. It's going to be the name params. Okay, so we are getting the value from the previous page, and we are assigning the value to the current page. Okay, so now I'm just going to the view product. So here I can display this dot product, sorry, title. I can so this, see, inside the home.html, it will contain all information. Okay, not only the title and the price. So the next page I can read any data. Okay, not only the title and price. Okay, so I can read remaining stuff. So description and expiry date. Okay, so now I'm just saving all files so we can see the result now. Okay, just go into the login. So now when I click this, so I can see on the next page, okay, everything is displaying well. Okay, so when I see that, when I click that, it's going to the next page and it displaying the different value. Okay, so first when you can see the title is different, and when I click the ASDF, so it's different. Okay, so this is how we are just displaying and traveling, like passing the data to the next page. Do you have any doubt here?
No.
Okay. Okay. So next we are going to add a few more options, like we are going to add the swipe option. Okay. Mm. Okay. So to add the swipe option, just go to the Ionic framework so you can learn how to add the swipe option. Okay. Inside the components, so you can see inside the list. So you can go to the sliding list. Okay, so under the sliding list you need to add only one line. Okay, so ion item sliding. Okay, so now you can left swipe or right swipe wherever you want. Okay, and then you need to declare the ion item inside that, and then you need to pass the option. So what are the option you are passing, like when you swipe? Okay, so here you can pass it like a ion item option, so they pass the buttons. Okay, so we are going to replicate the same thing. So inside the ion list, we are using ion sliding. Ion item sliding. Okay, and this, it should be loop. Okay, so this ng for it should be go here, because the sliding option we need to apply for every product. Okay, so that's it's going, and when the users click the particular product, we are going to go to the next page. Okay, and then so inside the sliding we are going to pass the option. Okay, so ion item option, so where you want, on the right swipe or a left swipe. Okay, so see here they mentioned as left, so we need as a right. Okay, so an item option. Then we can declare like what we need to show here. Okay, so here we are going to display the button. So I can change the color of the button also. I'm going to add a two buttons. So one is for edit and one is for delete. And let me make as a danger. So it will display the red color and keep it as a primary. Okay, leave it. Now you can see. Just go into the login and so here you can see. So when I swipe, I can see the edit option and delete option, right? So when I click this edit, I need to go to the edit product. So we will add that function here. Go edit product. So here I need to pass the single product, okay? Because for edit page also I need to pass the value, okay? And for a deleting product, so
Video is way behind your voice.
Mohin,
Yeah, your video is running behind your voice, means it's not in sync.
uh, okay, okay. Just go to your setting and uh, under the network define as a standard pixel. Please check that. Is it okay now?
One second. Receive resolution what are
Is that okay now?
yeah.
So then I'm just adding for a delete product. Okay. So for a delete product also I need to pass the product. Okay. Now we need to add the functionality on the edit product and the delete product also. Okay. So I'm just going to the edit product. So here it's already added. So I'm just passing the value to the next page, product and product. Here also same thing. When the users click the product, so we are receiving the product. Okay, so for a editing operation, so we can directly edit from here. Okay, so firebase dot database dot reference, so we are referring the products on the firebase dot, and here you need to notice, so under the products I need to refer the particular key, right? So it's a JSON free, so I'm referring under the products product dot key. Okay, so when it is referring the Firebase, so now if you choose the first one, it will refer under the product, so it will refer 1, 2, 3. When you execute delete option, so this entire JSON will delete, and products under this particular key. So that is the meaning for here. Okay. Do you have any doubt? Hello.
How it
Okay,
will delete
so for removing the data, so we have the remove function. Okay, so it will automatically delete it. Okay, if you want any callback function, you can call it. So we will see that on the edit option, not in the delete. Okay, so now the product will delete automatically. Okay, so then we need to go to the edit product and we have to do the edit option. Okay, so I'm just going to the edit product.html. So the edit product HTML layout and add product HTML layout, it's almost the same. Okay, so we are going to edit every product. Okay, just I'm copying and replacing with the edit product. Okay, so edit, just copying heading. So the layout, whatever we seen on the add product, everything it can be edited. Okay, editable. So we just copy and paste. Okay, so this product info. So here we need to read it from the previous page, okay? That is from your home page. Okay, I'm just declaring the start product info. It can be any. So initially it's going to be an empty object, okay? Then this dot product info is going to be this dot name params. So this name params, whenever you are creating the page, it will declare automatically, okay? In case if it is not declaring, you need to declare and you need to create an object for that, and then only you can do it, okay? So now I'm just saving all files. You can see it now. When I click login, it's going to the next page. Okay, so right swipe, edit option. Okay, so now it's going to the next page. You can notice the description and the title, everything is filled up, okay? Swipe, delete, description. Edit product.html. Description, yeah. So for the text area, you need to type inside that, okay? Otherwise, you need to assign the value, okay? The remaining in Sandal, everything is filled up. Okay. Okay, I will. Okay, we will just update and we will see that. Okay, so update product. Okay, so to work with the Firebase, you need to import the Firebase first. Import. Okay, so we use the Firebase update query. Firebase.database.reference. I need to refer the products, and then I need to refer the key also, because for a particular product only we are going to update. Okay, so this dot product info dot key dot update. Update is a predefined function, it will update. Okay, so what data we are going to update? So whatever data you have entered into the uh, edit product.html, okay, that layout. So this dot, so we can have a success callback function. So anything, error callback function, can be anything. Okay, I'm just writing inside the console. You can display toast message, some loading screen on that. Okay, dot log. If any error, success. I'm just saving the file. Okay, let's go into the login. So here you can notice what is real time mean. Like I'm just opening the local host in incognito mode, okay, and a separate window. So it's running on the separate window. Okay, so if I make any changes, it will update immediately. Okay, so that is a real time. So I'm just going to change this ASDF title. When I click edit and make it as a, so when I click update, so here you can see on the next device it's immediately update. Okay, so that is called real time. Okay, so the user, they don't want to refresh the page at any point, so everything will be real time. Okay, do you have any doubt here? Hello. No, right? Okay, we will fix
No,
that.
no, no.
Okay. Fix the text area issue. Okay, I will see what's wrong here. By tomorrow, I will let you know. Okay, I don't want to it now. Okay. So now we have the CRUD operation. Okay, so we created a product and we displayed something on that. Okay, so everything we connected with the database. Okay, so next we are going to do one more thing that is called authentication. Okay, so when the users click login, so we are going to get the email ID and password, and we need to authenticate with the Firebase. Okay, so today we will see how to work with the email authentication. Okay, so that is very easy. Once by tomorrow, so we once everyone is connected, we will see the remaining authentication stuff and the camera stuff. Okay, so just go into the authentication tab. So here we are going to work with the email authentication. Okay, so we for that just go into the sign in method. Under the authentication, you need to enable email ID and password. Click the email ID and password, click enable and save. Okay, so that is the first step you need to do. Okay, if it is not doing, it won't work. Okay, and then go to the users. So here you can see there is no more user. Okay, whenever you created a user, everything will display on here. Okay, so to work with the authentication, I'm just going to the login.ts. We need to import the Firebase first. Okay, import *s Firebase from Firebase. Okay, so now I need to use the authentication function. Okay, so as of now, we use the database function, right? So in last class, I already told you. So there are three functions on that. One is the database, and one is authentication, and one more is the storage. Okay, so now we are going to use the authentication function. So when the users click the login, instead of navigating to the next page, so we need to navigate to the not a navigation. We need to connect and verify with the Firebase. Okay. I'm going to create a one more function that is called sign up. Sign up. And so inside that, I need to sign up first. Okay. And then we do the login next. So to work with the sign up, so Firebase authentication function. So what we are going to create, so create a user with the email ID and password. Okay, so that is a predefined function. This function, it requires two parameters. One is the email ID and password. Okay, so now here you can see like whatever the user is entering on the first text pad, that is it will refer the email ID. Okay, so we will just add the label here. Okay, so we are going to read this value and we are going to pass to the next one. Okay, it has a two parameter. So first parameter is the email ID, this dot user info dot email, and this dot user info dot password. Okay, so once it is successful, so we have a callback function. Then, so we have a success callback function, that is the data. If any error, so we can catch that. Okay, so I'm writing inside the console if any error. So if any success also, we are writing inside the console. Okay, now this, we are going to just repeat the same thing for the login. Okay, so instead of the create user with the email ID, so we have a separate function that is called the sign in user with a separate email ID. Okay, so I'm just copying the exact thing and pasting inside the login.ts. Of create a email ID, so sign in with the email ID and password. Okay, so that is also, it requires the same two parameter. One is the email and one more is a password. Okay, once everything is success, it will return the data, and it will if any error, so it will return. So we will add a few more style option. So we do the login and toast message. Okay, so to make the app is very clear. Toast message. So we are going to create an object for that. Okay, so this we already seen on the login.ts, right? So I'm just doing that. So when the users click the login, we need to display the loading symbol. Let load is going to be. So once we are presenting, so once the user is logged successfully, we are dismissing. Okay. The same thing we are repeating on the sign up operation. So login success, we need to dismiss. Don't forget to dismiss on the error operation also. Okay, so in case of any error, it will load it, load it, load it. Okay, it won't hide it. So you need to call it on the success and error callback function. Okay, and we do some toast message on the error. I mean, after the user is successfully signed up. Okay, this task toast controller dot create. So I'm just going to display for 3 seconds. Okay. So just for a sign up, I'm displaying the toast message. Okay, nothing more than that. I'm just saving the file, saving all files. Okay, so I'm just clicking the inspect console. Okay, so I'm going to create a new user account with the email ID and password. Okay, so I'm just log in with my email ID, password, just putting 123456, and when I click the login, it will throw the error. So here you can notice it's throwing the error, so that there is no user respond corresponding the identifier. Okay, that means this user account is not existing with the Firebase. Okay, so you can display as a toast message or a alert box something you want. Okay, when the user is clicking the sign up. Oh, sorry, I think I forgot to connect the sign up function. User click sign up, we need to sign up. Saving the file. Okay, when I click sign up, registering the user. So here you can notice thanks for registering. Okay, so if I go to the Firebase console under the users, so here you can notice this user is logged in, that is signed up on the particular date, and it's providing the unique identity for the particular user. Okay, so you can use this identity as your unique key. Okay, and so you can notice the provider is, as of now, the email icon is there, so that's why they use to log in with the email ID. Okay, so if it is a Firebase or a Google Play, so the icon will automatically change, and then you can do the login here. Okay, so once it is done, so when I click login, it's go to the next page. Okay, you understood, right? Any doubts? Hello.
Yeah, no doubts.
Okay, so then we are going to do few more steps. Okay, so here you can notice whenever the user is creating a product, so it's automatically adding for the every products here, right? So we are going to do some more stuff, that is when the user is adding the product, it should be under the particular user. Okay, no one else, they cannot see the product. Okay, so this is what we are going to do now. So to do that, I'm just going to the uh, add product.ts. Here I need to validate the user, so that means which user is currently logged in. Okay, so now inside the login.ts we logged in, right? So but we have to validate the user if any other page, the Firebase is providing a one more function that is called Firebase auth.current user. Okay, so here I can notice, so I'm just creating a user info variable, going to be any, so as of now it's an empty object. So once the page is loaded successfully or inside the constructor, so this dot user info is going to be Firebase dot authentication dot current user. So this current user is an object which contains the particular user. Okay, so whoever logged in. Okay, you can also validate it. If okay, so now we can assign it to the particular user info. That means the user must log in. Okay, so that is the meaning here. Okay, so we are validating. If it is a null, means there is no more user is logged in on the particular page. Okay, that means no more sessions on that. Okay, so I'm just saving the file. Here we are going to do few more stuff.
What
So
if
now here
what
you can,
what
yeah.
if what if more than one user has logged in from different device? How
Different
it?
device means different user ID will generate. Okay,
Yeah, user ID will generate, different user ID will generate, but we are not saving that user ID anywhere, no.
we are not saving, but whenever you are calling this current user, it will automatically do it for you. Okay, See here, when you are running this add product on a consider a device, if the consider a user is logged in on the a device, okay.
Okay.
So now the a user's unique ID is something like this, right? PA
Yeah.
something like this, okay.
Yes.
So we using this ID only we are going to insert. In case if the A user is logged in on the B device also, it will insert with respect to the ID only, okay? Not as per the device.
No, but how Firebase will recognize that this request has come
Made
from?
by this user, right?
Yeah.
Because on the login page, your login, right? So whenever you are making the login, it will automatically create the session. Okay. So the session it will store on the local storage. So from the local storage, Firebase will access. So whenever you are calling firebase.auth.current user, it will access the particular user info that is your local storage, like local session, and will it will return it. Okay. So the return data we are assigning into the this.use.info. So whenever I call this.userinfo user ID, something like this,
Okay.
so I can get the particular user ID. Okay,
Okay. Okay. So this session will be created in the means in the
inside the device.
device.
Yeah. So we can see it. It will store inside the local storage.
Okay.
So here, if I go to the application and click the storage, so here you can see.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then so now here you can see inside the add product.ts. So we are getting the user product, right? So here, if the user is logged in, so we do some logics here. If if there is no user is logged in means under the products it will insert. Okay, so the product is for public. Else we are going to use it for a private. Okay. So now I think so you can under the products we use this dot user info dot uid. Okay. So uid is the identity that is your
Unique.
yeah unique ID for the particular user. So under the user every information will store. You understood, right? Any doubts here?
Yeah. No doubt.
Okay, and just saving the file. Okay, here I did one mistake. So here I need to add a backslash. Okay. Okay. So I'm just adding. Just log in now. Into the add product. So it's inserted now. So when I go to the authentication, that's the database. So here you can notice. So under my ID, it's stored. You understood, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the same logic you need to apply for the different stuff. For example, in case if you want to store the user profile, you need to use this logic only. Okay. Under the user, so you need to create a user ID. Inside the user ID, you can store the particular user information. Okay. So because the Firebase, you can store only the email ID, password, and the display name and profile URL. So this is what we can store inside the Firebase. But that is not enough when you are developing a real application. Okay, the authentication you can store only those steps, but if you want to store, in case if you are developing e-commerce kind of application, you need to store the user's mobile number and you need to store the user's address kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
A lot of things need to store. So everything we need to use the database. Inside the database, you create a collection for the users like this ID. So if you are storing with respect to the ID, it can be easily accessible because whenever you call this firebase.auth.current user, so you can get the particular login user's ID. Okay, so now you can easily whatever data you want. Okay, so this is the logic you need to write. Any doubts here?
No.
Okay. Okay. Do few more stuff. Okay, so what we are going to do here. So when the user is enter the email ID and when they click login, there is no validation, right? The email ID may be a wrong email ID, but we don't know, right? So to achieve that, we have a few more stuff that is Firebase is providing for authenticating the email. That means when you click the login, what we are going to do, so we are going to get the current user, whoever login, and we are going to send the verification email to them. Okay, so that is what we are going to do here. So when the user is login, or when the user is sign up, that makes more sense. When the user click the sign up button, now it will create an account and firebase.auth. Okay, so what we are doing here, when the user is signed up, uh, it will immediately create a session for the particular user. Okay, so this send verification email ID, it's a function inside this current user. Okay, so we are validating the current user and we are sending the verification email ID. So whatever the email is registered, so it will send automatically, and once it is done, so we are writing inside the console and we are if any error, so we are catching here. Okay, so the same logic you need to write here to make sure whether the email is verified or not. Okay, so here I'm writing few more function. Once the user is login, so we will get this current user info, right? So let user is going to be dot current user user dot email verified not equal to true. We can proceed that. Else, I'm just writing inside the console, please verify your email. Hope you understand, right? So if the email verified is equal to true, that means the email ID is verified. So we are navigating to the next page. Otherwise, we are writing inside the console, please verify your email ID. Okay. So this email verified is a default function. Sorry, default key. Current user is an object, right? So this object, it will have the URL about the user's information. Okay, I already told you, right? Display name and the email ID, and then email verified, something true or false kind of thing, and the photo URL. Like that, we have the email verified. Okay, if it is true only, we are proceeding. Otherwise, we are writing inside the console. Okay, so I'm just saving the file. In case if the user may delete it. Okay, so else option you can use resend the email again. So you need to call this function. Okay, you understood, right?
Yeah.
Okay. now I'll just log in here, codesundar.com, 3456, and I click login. So here you can see, please verify your email ID, okay? But I need to sign up first. This is the I already signed up with this and we wrote the logic, okay? I'm just using a different email ID. And I click sign up. Okay, email verification sent. Okay, that means the user received the email ID. Just go into the gmail.com. Okay, here you see something, verify your email in the informatic element. Something, okay. So there's the project name here, okay. So when I try to log in, here it's showing, please verify your email ID, okay. So the user must validate here. So they have to click this link. So now the verification is over. So here when I log in now, I can proceed to the next page. Any doubts here? Hope you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think today is enough. Okay. You already have the recording video. Please share it to your friends. Okay. I just share the source code. You can download it from the drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone install the Android SDKs, right? And the remaining stuff, whatever I told you.
Yeah. I think so. We have everyone has done it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, you can download the source code and try it on your machine, okay?
Yeah.
And don't forget to share that and share your knowledge to your friend, okay? If any doubts, I will help to them, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye, good
See
night.
you.